Warm welcome to our session on future trends and challenges in AI. I, Dr. Reni Francis, Principal at MESS Pillai College of Education and Research, take this opportunity to introduce to the topic of future trends and challenges in AI. Throughout, you would have known about AI and the various processes that have been happening in AI and the way AI has transformed the way the society today, whether it is education, whether it is even to the extent of shopping, whether it is the experiences that you have, whether it is movie, television, media, everything. AI has been surrounding us throughout. What is AI currently doing in education? With the vast amount of information that we have been getting about AI, I'm sure we will be getting more knowledge about AI. AI is not a new term. It was coined in way back in 1956, and for decades, science fiction has been predicting about the impact of AI as an unimaginable change that is going to affect or impact or have a very valuable process in the society. It is, it is indeed seen as one change maker over the period of time. Artificial intelligence is now become a part of our normal life. We are surrounded by this technology from automating parking systems to smart sensors to taking spectacular photos, being of personal assistance. And similarly, education also has taken AI and it is being felt in both in its traditional methods are changing. This academic world is becoming more convenient and personalized thanks to the numerous application of AI in education. This has changed the way people learn since educational materials are becoming accessible to all through smartphones, smart devices, computers. They have been growing rapidly with the potential to change the face of education sector massively. AI-powered technology has been the solution for many of the problems, education-based problems that we have been seeing. During the period of pandemic, we know drastically the whole world shifted to technology. Education was one big aspect which took AI and other technologies to come into the system in a more synchronized manner. The use of AI is rapidly increasing, and hence we should model all those practices that are helpful in this use of AI in to see that we have been using AI in a proper and current in a logical manner. Now, how are we going to look at AI's importance in our learning process? You're exploring the AI's influence on learning. Now, AI has been using learning throughout, and it has various ways of using learning. From adaptive learning platforms to intelligent tutoring systems, AI is there for meeting all the expenses. AI enables adaptivity in learning. We are able to adapt to the learning processes. AI driven adaptive learning platforms to harness the potential of advanced algorithms that help in customizing the educational content and instruction based on the individual learner's ability. As teachers, we have always focused on individual learner ability, that is, learner centered classrooms. Now, because of AI, we are able to map these individual learner abilities and try to give the best of AI to the entire learning community. This adaptive process proves especially beneficial for individual learners with disabilities, with inclusion needs, special education needs, empowering them to, remove all the challenges that we have been facing and try to actively participate in the learning process. AI can also enhance feedback loops. Formative assessments refer to the evaluating system and through which we are able to understand the student progress and providing them a feedback through the learning process. Why we focus on formative assessment is the regular assessment process that helps us to understand the learning process. Now, AI can intervene and become more effective and enhance the formative process. There are machine learning algorithms which analyze the student performance data over a period of time, and this timely and targeted feedback helps the student to identify the learning gaps and help them in providing a immediate and constructive feedback that is not is aware for the student himself or herself, and also helps the student to have more move towards self-regulating learning. AI has really moved ahead and has really taken up a lot of aspects of education that wanted its deep sense of understanding, deep sense of insight, and hence AI has really understood how we are moving ahead. The recent current trends in AI, which is being used, is very well known to most of us. The virtual reality and augmented reality in education. AI also drives innovation in immersive technologies such as virtual reality and augmented reality. You're aware of AR and VR, and we must have also played a lot of games on AR and VR where we are physically present. We feel that while playing that game, we are physically present, but we are not there. It is a created scene that is shows you or gives you the real life experience of the entire situation. Teachers are using these technologies to provide students with immersive and interactive learning process. Now, the word immersive itself makes you feel to have an impact of the being a part of the real life scenario, and interactive is being able to take or understand the data to take it further, enabling them, enabling the learners to explore the virtual environment and manipulate the virtual objects. AI algorithms can enhance these experiences by tailoring content and adapting simulations based on individual student interactions and performances. The second that we see is, sorry, the second that we see is AI powered intelligent tutoring system. Now, here, the intelligent tutoring system are leveraging AI to provide personalized one on one interaction to students. This is another aspect which is really seen to be coming up in a very different manner and a very impactful manner. They analyze the student data, including responses to questions, how they have responded, what type of answers they are giving, what is the pattern of their engagement and progress, how they are looking at each and every perspective. So everything is analyzed, and ITS, that is Intelligent Tutoring System, has allowed teachers to create their own lesson plan rather than rely on AI programmers. So this in turn is benefiting teachers to create lesson plans that meet the needs of the learners, the focus on the areas of education, and help them to benefit their students. The ITS, the Intelligence Tutoring Systems, is ensuring that they receive individual support like that of human tutor, fostering deeper understanding and knowledge retention. The third that we see in AI is about the natural language processing, NLP, for language learning. AI has powered the natural language processing technologies, which are playing a significant role in helping teachers to empower students who are struggling in reading and expressing themselves effectively. You need assistance. We do understand language at times becomes a challenge because, and it is the most important vehicle that is used for communication. And hence, to make you present yourself in a more expressive and a clear manner, it is important to practice the reading habits regularly. With the diminishing number of readers these days, due to the technology being just at the fingertip, the reading habits have to be encouraged and enhanced among the students. By leveraging AI capabilities in the NLP, that is the natural language processing, tools can help us analyze and understand students which with written and spoken languages, and to provide valuable and insights that and feedback which will help them to improve better in their reading processes. So these technologies, how do they help? They can identify areas where the student is facing difficulty in reading, such as vocabulary comprehension or pronunciation or a structure, sentence structure or grammatical errors. And then these intervention will help in supporting the student to read better and thus be a person who is able to communicate better in the long run. By receiving this personalized feedback, students gain confidence to express themselves better and knowing that their ideas are being well understood and are valid. AI is also making a mark in as a quiz maker. Teachers are increasingly using quizzes these days, as we do know after the pandemic so many assessment, the summative assessments were based on quizzes, and the students have done extremely well and they have scored much better. So the quizzes is just not a statement that has to be made without a proper understanding, but quizzes are something that has to be looked into in a more judicious manner, because the distractors that you're going to provide for the quizzes should be logical and should have the element of differentiation with the real answer. Hence, the child's understanding to the concept can be maintained well. So teachers are using this extensively, and quiz makers are helping in enhancing the assessment practice and engaging students in active learning. They AI quizzes, it makes us a leverage. It is a leverage. And machine learning algorithms here help in creating dynamic quizzes tailored to suit the individual needs. One size fits all may be difficult for the students, and hence the distractors have to be made in such a way to match the levels of learning of the students, and hence quiz makers help in providing these tools or creating and generating these tools as per the questions, analyze their feedback, provide an instant feedback, and teachers are able to store the data for future purposes. ChatGPT, a word that we all have heard a couple of times. We might have used it also, but we need to understand the importance or the pros and cons when we are taking up this topic on ChatGPT. Teachers are increasingly utilizing AI, like the chatbot, like the ChatGPT. In fact, even students are using it today to help them know or understand. So how can you use it? Use it as an assistance to help you to have a proper understanding of a thought. Maybe you are not aware of a topic and you just type it on ChatGPT and you will understand what it means. But it should not be just taken as a verbatim matter and put it across. Rather, it should be taken in a way that you can channelize your thoughts, you can adjust you can adapt or adopt these concepts that will help you in preparing your answers, preparing your content in a more with critical understanding and in a more better manner. So it enhances the teaching learning processes. It provides support to the students. They are chatbots, which are virtual assistants capable of answering questions, providing explanation, and engaging them in meaningful conversations with the students or with the teachers. Now, AI has been taking up almost all aspects of education, and we have seen this impact of AI in our learning process. Now, how are AI used? How is AI used in education is something that we will be looking into now in more detail. Now, AI has seen as, it can be looked into as a teacher task assistance, wherein teachers just don't teach. They are doing a couple of other things, like they are grading assessment, preparing assessment, evaluating homework. They are doing the necessary paperwork, administrative work, preparing a progress report, organizing resources for events. They are planning for other events. They're planning for their lectures. They're planning for the resources, managing the resources or utilizing the teaching materials which are suitable for the teaching process. There's a lot of work. So AI has been used here in a variety of tasks, which helps the teacher to ease the way the things have to be done, and which will help them in the education sector. So teachers often find them that grading up a task assignment or takes a long time. So this can be done by using, you are interacting with students, you're preparing a classwork and or for professional development, and at the same time you can see how the grading can be done in a meaningful manner. So educators have discovered a wide variety of ways to automate grading for nearly a kind of multiple choice questions or fill in the blanks. And these are extensively used in providing them a feedback which will help them to understand the student the learning needs as well as the learning gaps. The big challenge is in automatic grading answers has been seen. The use of AI technology has, taken this revolutionized the whole process by the development of student writing software services. These software is still at an infancy stage, it's still growing, but it is progressing. So there are tools like Grammarly, which you have seen, which highlights on the Grammarly mistakes that are seen, and hence the student is able to edit and correct the mistakes and present it in a better manner. Testing is another important aspect that is helped in education. AI can vastly improve the types of assessment teachers use in student for, how you use to student learning. The uses of AI, uh, the student assessment is rapidly changing in education and it is expanding. There are many softwares that help us in analyzing these data, analyzing these tests, and help the student to recognize the learning gaps and help them and strengthen them by providing them with solutions on various aspects that will help in better engagement and tests that are more designed to be more fun loving, to be more engaging, and decreases the resistance to learning, and it also motivates them to appear for the test. The next aspect that how AI is useful in education is the individualized learning or the tutoring system. We need to remember that we are speaking about a period or a phase where we are speaking about a learner-centered classroom, a learner-centered teaching approach. And from kindergarten to graduate school, one of the key ways that AI can impact learning is through the application of greater levels of individualized learning. Learning can be more effective when it is personal, when it is to yourself, when it is close to you in the learning process. And this has already been happening with a growing number of adaptive learning programs, games, and software. We are trying to see how students' personal, the most important part here that we need to look up is first understand what are the students' learning needs, what is the data points that we need to collect on the learning needs of the students. And once the learning needs are assessed or are understood, then we are trying to prioritize the learning content or the processes as per the needs of the learner. So AI is probably is one of the most common educators that common feature that helps in this specific trend in education where it is talking about individualized learning and teaching. The next that we see here is coaching and teacher professional development. So if you need to have a very focused learner-centered classroom, we need to see that the teachers are well coached or there is a professional development or continuous professional development that is done for the teachers also. They need to change as per the changing times, and we need to address those changes and look into the aspects that are required in the classrooms today. AI is currently making its way to help teachers improve and customize lessons. It can provide feedback and also about the success of the lesson can be analyzed. The teachers are really taking a lot of efforts in preparing their lesson plans, and these lesson plans have, when it is presented, many a times we are not sure whether the success rate of the lesson plan is gauged or is achieved, and hence AI helps in monitoring the student progress. The outcomes of the lesson plan are taken up, and which helps in understanding if there are any gray areas that the teacher needs to address to, and if these areas are addressed, the teacher can try and improve the instruction process. AI-based learning systems will be helpful in giving educators useful information about the students' learning abilities, about their progress, about their learning styles, provide suggestions to customize their learning or teaching methods to students' needs. We are also talking about data. Data is a way that we are trying to look at various things. So how data can be looked into, or the aspects which we focus on data, is one, we have been getting data from various sources, and these sources are not just aspects that we can look data with a very small, the purview. So data-driven insights are really taking us into a different level of the AI category. Here, the AI enables the educators to analyze and gather large amounts of data from the students with respect to their assessment, results, engagement, the levels of learning, behavioral patterns, and then map these data to meaningful insights which help the teachers to understand or have a deeper understanding of the individual strength, weaknesses, abilities, the SWOT, the strength, weakness, opportunities, and abilities or the challenges, and then take them through a process which will help them to have a informed decision to personalize their learning processes. When we also talk about data driven, we understand that there's a lot to learn about adaptive learning. So adaptive learning is an AI powered adaptive learning platform which helps in analyzing the student data. So one is your data driven insights, which will help you to get the data, the source the data. This adaptive learning platforms analyzes the student data, such as their performance, their strength, weaknesses, based on the information that is received in the data, and can provide a personalized learning pathway for each student, offering them the appropriate content, the resources, the activities, the assessment that will suit their learning needs or specific learning needs. Now, this comes to the next level of personalized recommendations. Now, AI algorithms can be vastly analyzed using the data that we have been speaking. So, we are talking about the data-driven insights. We are talking about how adaptive learning is helping. And now we are moving on to the next aspect, that is personalized recommendations, where these are analyzed, the student performances are looked into, their interest is looked into, and they generate personalized recommendations in how it has to be followed, how it has to be done. This will help in sourcing those educational resources, the learning content, the videos, the articles, which will help or augment the learning process. This helps the student discover relevant content that matches their specific interests and preferences. We are also here talking about, as one of the future trends in education is the multimodal learning. As technologies facilitate multimodal learning environment or experiences by incorporating various formats such as text, audio, video, interactive elements, this allows the students to be a part of the learning process. They are able to engage with the content in a very synchronous manner, thus helping them to suit their learning preferences, making their educational experience more personalized and engaging. We are here talking about personalized assessment and feedback. Again and again, we are focusing on this fact that AI is helping in learner centered or driving the learner centered classroom or a learner centered education process. And hence, once again, we are here to speak about how personalized assessment and feedback is available or is very useful through AI. AI can automate the assessment process and provide timely, personalized feedback to the students. This grading system helps to evaluate the assignments, the quizzes, the exams, enabling the faster feedback. The feedback and is or the response is immediate. This helps the student to identify the areas of improvement, provides the targeted suggestions for further learning. So if you see the learning, the most important aspect that we are looking up here is the learner is taken as a main focus. And hence, the next aspect that we see is individualized learning paths, which we talk about AI powered platforms can generate individualized learning paths that is based on what the student goals are, what their interests are, and what is their prior knowledge. By adapting the curriculum to pace with these three aspects, we are able to engage the learner in a more appropriate to meet with the more appropriate challenges and support them in maximize the learning outcomes. We know that learners and teaching learning process is a continuous process, and we cannot take a stop or full stop about it at any point of time. Today, AI has really seeped into our systems, our markets, our education, name it, and AI is there. And with this engaging process of AI, we need to be geared to meet it and greet it in a very positive manner. And hence, we have when hence and when I conclude, I would like to say AI can be used to keep an eye on the important problems in education. Since aren't enough teachers, if you see the survey or the article by UNESCO about the shortage of teachers, you can understand there is a real need of teachers that we need in our educational arena, our educational forefront. The number of people who are joining the teaching force have been diminishing. Since we are having a shortfall, or there is a shortage of teachers, AI is trying to make the learning more specialized by filling in the gaps in a high quality education. So personalized learning is all about giving the student the control over how the student wants to learn and are the chances of the student able to learn it in a more systematic manner, and hence helping the students to giving the student a chance to learn at their own pace when it is the most convenient for them, and it helps pace and spaced learning. AI, artificial intelligence, makes it possible for learners to choose the way they want to learn. Also, using AI for targeted learning lets you feel that you are learning in the right manner. AI has really been a game changer in the area of education when we talk about education and its needs. It can also afford and give teachers more time to look up at other factors that are helping in the learning process. And as we are moving ahead, we can see that AI is giving teachers more, they are getting more of their prized profession time. They are able to develop or create content better. There is a opportunity and challenge that we are seeing here. AI brings to education AI brings to education. They are significant, and only time will tell the ultimate impact it has on the industry. But let us sum it up as saying the teachers and administrators spend a lot of time in other aspects, but with AI, we can now make it more constructive. Teachers can have their own more time to create their content, create plan their resources better. Students will have the benefit of having personalized learning. This whole process will help the looking at AI in a very, very systematic manner. I hope this session was useful for you. We look forward for your feedback in this. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.